All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. All right, so some potential Doge stimulus checks could be coming our way. Some potential Doge stimulus checks. So, for those of you who don't know, the Department of Governance, I think it's Governance Efficiency, led by Elon Musk. Lately, he's been going into the government and seeing how we could cut back on some expenses, specifically like in the IRS section and just different areas in the government. And I think he saved around like 75 to 80 billion dollars, and they're looking to reimburse the American people with some of this money. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to come, but very interesting. And let's take a look at this article to get some more detail and see what's going on with this. All right, so it says Doge dividend checks could be coming. Here's why it's a potential game changer. And essentially, with this, they're trying to look to see if they can abolish the IRS and turn it more, instead of an internal revenue source, an external revenue source. Cut a lot of the expenses that are not necessary and get rid of taxes. And that would be great, obviously, for most of us. But typically, I mean, that's a lot of money they have to be saving in order to just cut taxes altogether. So it'd be interesting to see what gets cut, because obviously it's there for a reason. I'm not saying there's not some waste, but I'm pretty sure taxing people in certain areas does benefit the roads and buildings and things like that. So we'll see. All right. Okay. So let's read the article. So it says the potential impact of Musk's proposed $5,000 Doge dividend on American households. So they're saying about $5,000 per household. So it says Elon Musk recently indicated potential interest in a $5,000 stimulus check payout to American taxpayers, termed the Doge dividend check. On Wednesday, President Trump added his support to the potential Doge refund, saying there's even under consideration a new concept where we give 20% of the Doge savings to American citizens. So a portion of it is going to go to American citizens, and then a portion of it, I heard, is going to go to paying down our national debt. So that'd be interesting, right? Because we have a lot of debt, and this would definitely help out. So it says the numbers are incredible, Elon. So many millions, billions, hundreds of billions. To understand its potential impact of Doge dividend on Americans, we can compare the proposed amount to the typical tax refunds and previous stimulus checks and examine the broader implication for household financial well-being. So it'd be good if they send out a $5,000 check. Again, most people don't get this type of lump sum amount. If they do, it's typically in their tax refund check, or they get it in their bonus at the end of the year if you get a bonus at your job. So it'd be an opportunity for you to take this money and do something good with it, put it in investment, maybe put it in a high yield savings, but don't waste this money. If you end up getting this check, again, you don't get this too often, so it'd be something good for you. So let's keep reading here. It says comparing the Doge dividend check to average tax refunds. And before we read that, I think the average tax refund is probably around $3,200. I know people with kids, they end up getting a lot more for their tax refund check. I think it's like $3,000 to $4,000 per child, or maybe even $5,000. But let's see their comparison. This is one way to contextualize the impact the Doge dividend check would have, is comparing the dollar amount to the average tax refund that Americans receive every year. As of February 7th of 2025, the IRS reported that the average tax refund was $2,065. So I was off. But yeah, I think before, like a year ago, it was like around 3 to 5. Obviously, it's a lot more if you have kids and dependents and things like that. With the direct deposit refund averaging slightly higher at $2,165, this represents a 30% increase from the previous year. Yet the proposed 5,000 Doge dividend will still be more than double the average, providing a substantial financial boost to taxpayers. And again, like I mentioned, most people don't get a $5,000 check ever. So if you're one of those people that, if you're a taxpayer, you end up getting this $5,000 check, definitely could put you ahead of the game if you're thinking about using it in the right way, right? If you're just thinking about the shoes you can buy or the clothes or the trip you could take, you're thinking the wrong way. Because again, these checks don't come that often. And I would say, honestly, a lot of people depend on their tax refund check to get ahead financially, which I don't think you should be doing. But that's the middle class person depends on this. And if you use it in the right way, I think you could use it to get ahead. I know people, and me being one of those people, saying you shouldn't be depending on your tax refund check, but I do think it's one of the only lump sum amounts that middle class people get that they should be depending on that to build wealth, not depending on it to book a vacation. And then also your bonus. Most people, if you do have some type of 9 to 5 at the end of the year, if it's like somewhat of a senior position or manager position, you typically end up getting some type of bonus. Most people get like a 2 to 3% increase on their full salary, and then they get maybe like a $25 to $3,000 bonus, maybe $25 to $5,000 bonus, something like that. Okay, so this represents a 30% increase, but it's saying it's more than double. So it says, according to Financial Health Network's Financial Health Pulse 2024 report, 70% of American households remain financially unhealthy, with day-to-day financial realities worsening for many. The data clearly shows financial health in America, especially that of moderate and middle-income households, remains precarious and is influenced by a reliance on credit to stay afloat. And this is true. We're at an all-time high when it comes to credit card debt, personal loan debt, backed up on mortgages, backed up on personal lines of credit and things like that. So I think this can help a lot of people. If you're one of those people that are $5,000, $10,000 in debt and credit card debt, this can slash it in half and definitely help you out. So it says, while receding inflation and lower interest rates will likely have some positive impact, Pulse findings over time reinforce that we need a systems level change from industry and policymakers to realize significant lasting improvements in household financial health. And again, I don't know if that starts with the government, because again, I don't think putting too much reliance on government checks and things like that is going to improve the financial health. In my opinion, one of the ways they can improve financial health is in schools. Most kids go to school, public schools, incorporate some type of financial literacy. I know I was reading a couple articles before where I think some schools are starting to implement financial literacy. Now, I don't know what's actually in the course, but some type of financial literacy when it comes to budgeting and percentage savings and things like that, and where you can put your money, I think would be a good start. But yeah, I think putting too much reliance on the government as far as fixing the financial health of America is going to be too much for government. I think it's going to take some effort from the people. But if they are going to do it, I would say start in the schools and promote stuff like just getting a skill instead of maybe you don't always need to go to college and get yourself in debt. I think that's a lot of the reasons why people are in a bad financial situation is because a lot of them go to school, get into debt. They can't pay off the debt that they accumulated because when they get out of college, they can't even find a job that will pay a third of what they owe. So, yeah. But I think this is a start. I think if they can cut, I don't think additional money would hurt anybody, right? I don't think getting a $5,000 check would hurt. But maybe you don't let people have access to that. Again, that's probably going to be too controlling because people are going to be like, well, it's my money. Well, maybe it's not your money. It's just something that the government's giving out. And most people say it is our money because we're paying and they're wasting it. So, but maybe that money is strategically put in some type of investment account for people where they don't even get to touch it. Like your Doge dividend just goes monthly to an account and you can't touch it until you're like 40 or something. I think that would be good because some people out of sight, out of mind, right? Okay, so let's finish this up. The Doge dividend check could provide a one-time boost to American households, help improve their financial health. by paying off debt or increasing their savings. However, it would not lead to the systemic and structural changes that teachers note. And again, they're comparing it to the stimulus check and COVID. And yeah, I think it's somewhat similar, but we didn't get as much for COVID. We got like, I think it was like a $1,400 or $1,200 check. So yeah, I think if you are lucky to get a check, if we are lucky to get a check, definitely use it for something to benefit you financially. It's either put it in a high yield savings, like I said earlier, or invest it. Don't let, if you get this money, don't let it go to waste. A lot of people let the COVID stimulus go to waste. And I want to say waste, most people weren't working, so they needed that for food or whatever the case may be. But yeah, if you get this, don't let it go to waste, and make good use of it. But that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.